Hey, it's Courtney, your host of Refashion Workshop, the A to Z on eco fashion and conscious living. This is a space where I explore concepts around sustainability in the fashion industry that I've workshopped through my Substack. Ideas that touch on the science, the myths, the psychology, and the artistry in the eco fashion movement that will later be delivered with polish in one of my published works. You can get a copy of your Refashion Workshop in any of the major marketplaces. And on this episode, we have Casey Lum, the creator of the Fashion Wellness Revolution and the Wearing Joy Project, rewriting the rules of style and self-worth, a confidence-boosting, wellness-driven approach to style that lasts far beyond the closet. Casey brings to light one of the most overlooked wellness tools hiding in plain sight, the closet, a morning ritual that you return to every single day without even realizing its power. Hey, it's Courtney Barriger, and on this episode of Refashion Workshop, we have Casey Lum of the Wear Joy Project. Through her signature Wear Joy method, she introduces simple ways to transform the morning closet experience from draining and discouraging into energizing and focused, creating a ripple that carries women more confidently through the day. And the most surprising part is that buying less is the gateway to becoming more. Casey teaches audiences that if we pause the cycle of consumption, we will discover a better style, a more joyful, and infinite self-worth. So let's jump right in. Before we start to define what fashion wellness is to our listeners, I just want to ask you something more personal first. So,
Okay.
when did you realize that what you're doing was actually more about mental health and not just style?
I think it started as the mental health thing, actually. I had a clothing store on Melrose, and at the clothing store that I would sit there and have women come into my fitting room, come out of my fitting room, look amazing and beautiful, and just stand in front of themselves and say all this bad stuff about themselves. They'd say, "Oh, I can't wear this because of my arms. Oh, I can't wear this because of the color. Oh, I can't wear this. I just need a flatter stomach before I can wear this." And they'd always leave without the thing. And it was a more often than not. And it was at that point that I was like, wow, what is going on here? There is something so wrong for the way we do style. And so it made me start to deep dive into how we've always been taught. And I was like, something has to change. So that's when it started.
Wow. I mean, that's just on the ground, dealing with women's insecurities in real time. That must
Yeah.
have been it sounds like it was very, very, very eye-opening.
Yeah. It was completely eye-opening. And, something I didn't expect. I always felt there was a tension with me in fashion, and I didn't know because I loved the art of it, but I didn't understand the consumerism of it. And I couldn't say that until now. Like as I deep dive into it, I could only I only felt it. Like I've been in the fashion industry. I read that you've been in the fashion industry for a long time too. I've been in the fashion industry for 25 years, and I've always felt a friction with it. And I just never knew what it was. And then as I deep dove into it, I realized what it was.
So for 2 years, you didn't buy anything for yourself.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother story. So I always knew I was like, there's something wrong with like the whole dressing room thing started. And that was probably 2015. And then it wasn't until 2017 I closed my store, and it I always knew that something needed to change, but I didn't know how. I was like, I could tell people like, yeah, you shouldn't think this way, but how much is that? Not going to go very far. So then I closed my store in 2017. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't know if this was my last hurrah in fashion. And I had my Instagram still. And I was like, well, I guess I will just not buy clothes and see how weird it gets. And I'll just post it for content. And so all of this was really just for content. And then so I didn't do it for a year. And then at the end of the year, I was like, it didn't get weird enough. Let's go for 2 years. And so I didn't buy clothes for 2 years. And at the end of the 2 years, it was really, I think, a God thing that was sent to me to do this because I was doing it for content, right? I was doing it just to kind of be weird. And then at the end of the 2 years, obviously the biggest question is, what are you going to buy? And I was asking myself that, what am I going to buy? Am I going on a shopping spree? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? And I didn't feel like buying anything. I I was like, what the heck? This is so weird. Why don't I feel like buying anything? And so, I mean, of course, like a few things, like, few things to add in here and there, but not what you expect from a shopaholic. I was a shopaholic. And you would expect me to go crazy, right? Like, I'm free. I can buy whatever I want. And then I just tried to figure out what it was. And I said, oh my gosh, it's because I got to know every little piece in my closet. I wore every little piece in my closet. I figured out instead of just wearing outfits, like instead of wearing one outfit and that's it, I figured out that that one top can go in 20 different outfits. I learned that a pair of pants could go in 10 different outfits. And I saw the my whole closet as an ecosystem of what was happening. And I fell in love with everything there. And it became like my best friends, like my family. Like I look at my closet now as like my close friends, like my best friends. And it became so simple to me. I had also realized I took myself out of the rat race, right? Like I took myself out always wanting more of, oh, what's my next thing of that dopamine hit. And I took myself out of that and realized I didn't need it. Almost like, an addict, you cut yourself dry of it and you're like, actually, I don't need it. It didn't fulfill me. And these other things can fulfill me. And so it wasn't that my fashion dropped. My fashion and my style actually became more aligned because I was dressing more for me and not what was out there. So
Wow.
that's the story.
You're crazy. Cutting yourself cold turkey as a fashion addict. I'm just imagining, like, the ads probably started changing in your algorithm because they're still trying to get you. I mean, they're still.
Yeah. I would have to say that in 2017, the ads weren't as heavy, right? And the Instagram influencers, they were there, but it wasn't like having mini chat now where you can like type in it, like type shop if you want this outfit and automatically it comes to you. It wasn't quite there yet back then. When I tell people, I do have people that want to do a no buy year now, and I coach people through it, and I tell people to unfollow. Like if it's not about the art of fashion, there's accounts where it's about the art, the dressing of fashion, and it's not all these links and stuff. It's like totally follow those, but unfollow the people. You can always make a list in your notes of the people you like, and you can intentionally go to them when you want to buy, but unfollow so it's not just like bombarding you and surrounding you and like it's so unfair. We used to be able to choose when we could shop and now it's like everywhere.
Yeah. Like, instead of driving down the street where your favorite bar used to be, okay, now you're going to take the next. I'm just going to go one more turn up, take a left turn. I'm going to start doing.
Yeah. Yes. Or we used to be like, oh, we're gonna go shopping with our friends at the mall or so, like we used to be able to choose. Now it's like, oh, buy button, quick. Oh, it's at our front door. Oh, it's here and arriving in a plastic garbage bag, not steamed and not taken care of, not presented to you as I know you talk about frequency of fabrics, and it's even frequency of, even if the fabric is not the great fabric, but it's the frequency of how it's given to you too. It's arriving on your doorstep in a garbage bag, and then you put it on and you feel like you're supposed to feel good, but it's not steamed, like a store will take time to steam it. And then you are like, this doesn't feel good. Well, no wonder. Like,
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's this whole, it's the care and the touch and even the cure
yeah,
store that we used to go into and they would, you put outfits
totally.
together, like this is the summer look, this is that we don't get that anymore. It kind of just
Yeah.
like Yeah, the energy of like a pawn shop. You're like, why does this feel so dirty?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I was like, I'm actually a big fan of bringing back the mall shopping, even though it's like, maybe not some of the greatest clothes here and there, but the energy you get, the energy exchange when you're in a store and you're looking at a garment and you can feel it and you can be like, yes, I want to wear this. Or even the energy exchange with these sales reps. We used to like not like them because they were like hounding us. Now they're not. They're just trying to have a nice conversation. I get into this is so funny. I get into the longest conversations sometimes with these sales reps like at or sales associates at these stores because they don't have anyone to talk to and they just want to talk fashion and they're there and they're sweet and they're young. And so I actually really love going back into a mall. There's something sweet about it.
Would you say that now that you've created your program, is shopping in person one of the parts of the program, or is that something that you just personally feel connected to?
I think I personally feel connected to it. People do ask me like where I shop, and that's the whole thing. Oh, I didn't tell you. So I still do a no buy year every other year as a self-love practice, as to get back in touch with my closet. People think when you feel out of touch with your closet that it's time to go shopping again. It's really time to stop shopping, to go back into your closet and use what's there and get inspiration on how to use things. And that's actually what gets you more connected with your closet. And then, so shopping wise, I personally, and everyone's different with who I coach and what I teach. Personally, me, because I don't feel the need to shop, there is this differentiation between I need to shop. So then I'm outwardly looking for influencers, I'm outwardly looking for sites or stores to go to, right? Instead, I have the opposite because I don't feel like I need to shop. I let pieces come to me. So whether it is a clothing swap with friends, or whether my friend does say, let's go to the mall, or maybe I need to run an errand at the mall, or I feel like eating at a restaurant at a shopping center. I was like, I'll walk around. Sure. And I'll let things come to me, or even, yeah, online. There's no avoiding the ads, but I just make sure if I get an ad, I'm like, does that actually speak to my heart? I don't want it because I don't fall for trends anymore. After this no buy year, it really like cut me clean of feeling like I have to follow any trends. So when they actually come up on my feed, I don't feel this need like I need it because she has it. I just go, does this speak to my heart?
Mm.
Yes. Okay, let's adventure, let's look at it. If I like it, can I see myself wearing it three different ways? What do I have else that I can wear it? That's the whole thing that I teach. Like, people don't have to do a whole no buy year to learn fashion wellness. They just need to know the principles. And the outcome is two things, more than two things, but one is intentionally shopping instead of overconsumption and unconscious shopping. So it is intentional shopping, and then also self-expression, to wear more of what you want, what speaks to your heart, and not what everyone else is wearing.
How do you find that out? The people that are trend followers and a little bit clueless about fashion, how do you find out what your personal style is?
Oh, wait, say that again. You skipped out
Oh
real
yeah.
quick.
Oh, yeah. How do you find out what your personal style is if you are just a trend follower? Because it does sometimes I just
Yeah.
feel there can be a moment where you feel like you've become a stylish person, but actually you really just became trendy. So
Oh.
how do you differentiate the two and make it personal for yourself?
Such a good question. Okay, so right now it has come to mostly how I do this is when I work with people one on one. I call myself an image coach. And instead of a stylist, I don't come in and tell you what to wear. I come in and ask you your story. And I show you more and what the story is that we want to produce. And then we produce what you want, not what I think you should be wearing, because that's not what I wear could have nothing to do with what you want to wear, right? And so what I do now on a one-on-one basis, and I'm actually making this Yes, because I'm actually trying to make this a workshop for people too, is that we look at a whole bunch of different boards of different styles. And so I have people look at them and say, I don't care if you can see yourself in them or not. But if you have some sort of like warm reaction to what you're seeing, or some need or some admiration for what you're seeing, let's put that board over here, right? Let's put that. Some of them you'll be like, no, that's so not me. I don't like it. Feels cold, right? So we'll put them over here. Then we start to narrow down which boards like feel really strong to you. And then we start there. What we see though is this board is going to look so far away from what you're dressing in now most of the time, right? So you're going to be like, I can't wear this. Say it's some fun like suit jackets with jeans and, some prints, and it's more colorful than you've ever imagined yourself, right?
Right, the colors usually.
We start, what's that?
Color scares a lot of people.
Yes, it's because, oh my gosh, I have so much to say about this. It's because the industry scares us about it. The industry is so, we were grown up with so much ridicule. Like you're going to end up on the worst dress list. You're gonna be not invited to this thing that everyone's just so afraid to get dressed when that's not like the truth anymore? And so my tidbit of how to find your personal style is then we start to look at, say it's suiting jackets say it's all these fun suits with colors and this and that. I always say take the one piece. So like take one suiting jacket. And if that's what's a consistent on this board we're seeing, then we're going to pair that with things you already wear. So if you already wear jeans and a t-shirt, let's just throw that onto it. Okay, maybe there's a pop of color in the shoe. Okay, let's pop the color in the shoe, wear the suiting jacket, but keep everything else the same that you normally do. Maybe it's even leisure wear and you're wearing leggings and a crop top. Throw the jacket on top of that. Wear a loafer with it, you know? And so you start to make baby steps. And then you're like, okay, I'm good with that color. Can I add another color in? And then you grow, right? And then you go, okay, now I want to start incorporating this other board of style that I see. And this has flowy dresses and florals. How is this going to go together? Then you're like, maybe I put a floral dress under that suit jacket with those loafers.
Hmm.
And then you start to create your own style because you start to see kind of how it goes. So,
I absolutely love it. So you're choosing a couple of daring looks that you're incorporating into your wardrobe that you already have
mhm.
with your help, creating probably what I'm imagining a bunch of different outfits that you can match and pair. Because I imagine with your concept, and maybe I'm just making that up, because it's a less is more kind of thing, right? So
Oh my gosh, yeah. And especially, I'm a mom now of two, so I cannot dress like Casey was back in Melrose, right? There is no way. And so I also had to learn how to incorporate style. And there was a middle point where I was just in sweats. I was in sweats all day. I had young babies, throw up on you. You're just like, I don't know what to do with myself. And I had to reinvent who I was as a mom in style too. And that was easy pieces.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So you're correct for sure.
I'm curious about to know more about it's no by year, no by year.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so how did you come up with the concept? And
hmm
without giving everything away, because I know this is your business, what could one expect if they worked with you for this program?
Oh,
And yeah, and what's in it?
yeah. Okay. So the no by year is a whole year of not buying clothes. Wild, I know. Some people feel called that they are going to do it, right? They have heard me speak on it. They realize. So the things I got out of a no by year, which I wasn't expecting, because like I said, I was doing it for content, which seems like very shallow,
Yeah.
but it ended up being really meaningful. But I got better self-love and confidence out of it. I got more aligned style. I didn't feel like I needed to follow trends anymore. I have no pressure when I see all those Instagram influencers or any ads that come to me. I just felt more at peace with myself. I obviously broke my shopping addiction. So those are like some things that are huge and major. And I feel like a lot of people feel that weight and they're like, I need something different. Like I'm so overwhelmed in my closet. I have so much, but I don't know what to do. It's because you just keep adding more, you know? And so it is a whole year of not buying clothes. But I always tell people, if you don't feel like a year, what if we go 3 months? You know, like what if we go 3 months at a time? And what I do is I do a few things. So within the no buy coaching, it is however you want to make it. I say minimum, I do a 15-minute call once a month and we check in. And I have for that level, I have a like Google form questionnaire. So if you have questions, you can shoot them into there and I'll answer them when I can. If people feel like they're going to need more support or we can figure it out on the way, it's, you know, another level might be half an hour calls. Like top tier level is like you can text me, you know, like we can text if you're having a hard time. And that obviously is a little more expensive.
So what
But
about what do I wear? Yeah, like I can imagine if it's your first
yeah.
time trying anything and then you have to go on vacation or like to Siberia. Like, you know what I mean? Just something extreme.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there's two things I forgot. I always forget this part, which is wild. I forget. But on my second year of not buying clothes, it was my wedding. And so my one rule was that if I wanted something, I could sew it. And I used to be a designer, so I know how to sew. It's not just like, you know, but I had to do the effort for it. Right. So I actually made my wedding dress. And I didn't buy any new clothes around all of my wedding festivities. I just restyled things that I already had. And people also, everyone's like, well, you have the biggest I'm sure you have the biggest closet. And I'm like, no, I have on one of my posts because everyone's like, oh, you just have a big closet. I'm like, I don't not have anything, but I just have a very average size closet. Like nothing. So I tell people they can do it, you know? It's all in our head of what we think we need, and we don't really need it.
So that could also include maybe tailoring things that you already own too.
Yes,
Um,
totally.
maybe like doing an interesting bleach dye or tie dye or kind of repairing
Totally.
things
Yeah.
and so that's a really cool. I really love this. I'm really, really, really loving this.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah. So I walk people through this. It's not, you don't have to. There's other programs I have. I'm an image coach, so like I help people with their companies and creating the image they want to match their company and this and that. So they don't have to do a no buy year with me. The idea of fashion wellness is that we go to our closet every morning as a ritual. We have to. It's something we do consistently. And so most of us go with this angst and this frustration and this overwhelm, and then we carry that throughout the day. So the idea of fashion wellness is what I call reset the ritual. We reset your ritual of how you go to your closet. Let's go with more gratitude. Let's go with creativity. Let's go looking at the possibilities instead of the limitations. And so it's like, then if you can harness that, that's what you wear the rest of the day, right? Like it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be, Vogue magazine, but let's make it feel good.
I love
So
it from a place of it's nurturing your own personal style, your own happiness with what you already have, and then also rejecting the pressures from the outside world that tell you you don't have enough and you have to have more and more and more. Oh, this is just a
right.
really beautiful concept. What are some of the struggles that your clients have come to you with without, giving anything like
That's okay. No, you can ask me anything you want.
yeah, here's some stuff. Yeah, because I'm already having my own thoughts myself of my I used to be addicted to fashion when I lived in LA, and I was buying things. It started simple, just going to the really cheap stores, and then it was Amazon, and then it was like, what am I don't even want this stuff. It's so
Yeah.
cracked. How am I gonna wear
Yeah.
it? So yeah, I would love to hear what your clients have explained to be some of their biggest struggles.
I mean, the struggle is the idea of we're just being so bombarded, right? And if you have the dopamine hit that you get from that buy button, some people are even addicted to the return. Some people love to buy and then they love the return because they feel like they're getting money back.
Oh,
Is
dangerous.
that wild? I've had clients that are like, I love buying. So then I return. I'm like, you're not getting money back though. You're not getting any more money than you had. And so it is hard to break that when they have a true shopping addiction. And also when there is like body body morphia. Am I
Dysmorphia.
saying that? Yeah. Dysmorphia. Yes. That is really hard. And that at that point, I'm like, I have a friend that's a therapist, psychiatrist. Which one would it be? I think some sort of therapist, and she works with that. And I think that that's a step like I can't truly help, right? If you can't, I can try, but if you are just rejecting or not seeing your body correctly, then that's really hard and really sad, like I don't know that I can help, I can try to help, but there is a point that it's really a hard and struggle. And then yeah, the shopaholic is like the true shopaholic that is surrounded. I have a friend is surrounded by friends that are very materialistic, and they even have like a chat, like a text thread that is just all links to stuff. And she's like, how do I, like, if all my friends value and they expect me to show up this way and they expect this out of me, like, how would I ever do that? And I'm like, well, one is you have to see how much you value these friends.
Mm.
I know it's hard, but like, do you have other friend groups that value you more than this? So that's something we have to work through, right? And it's not fast, it's a slow thing. And it might take some therapy outside of me. I'm not a therapist, even though sometimes I'm like, I should probably get my therapy degree. Like, this is,
Words like
oh, yeah. And then it's the knowledge that she thinks that, right? I think if she was to make a stand and she goes, that's great for you guys. Guess what? I'm going to still show up stylish. I'm going to still show up badass in the clothes that I have. And I'm not buying clothes for a year. I actually think that speaks volumes more than a link and a new thing. And this, they'd actually be like, dang, what? And if they say you're not our friend, like, wait, hold on.
exactly. I mean, what episode of Melrose Place are we in? Like, are you kidding me? Like, this, what?
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I think the biggest thing I try to tell people, I start with this because it really is how we've been taught, right? We've been taught we need to buy more to be more. Buy, so we can have more, so we can show up better. And with my experiment, I obviously realized it's actually if you buy less, you show up as more, right? And so one thing that's always been put on us as young people and even now are trends. Like, you need to be on trend. Is this trendy? Is what I'm wearing good enough, right? And the biggest thing is that trends, I believe, and maybe I know that you're in fashion and you can tell me your opinion, trends are obsolete to me because how fast fashion is being produced, every style is being produced, and every every company is trying to hold on to trends because if we can tell you that there's a trend, we make you feel insecure. If we keep you insecure, you will keep buying. if I can help you make, if I can help you with confidence and not feel that you need the next thing and that you actually laugh at trends, you're not going to feel that pressure to buy. Because you know you're just like, I will wear what I want to wear. And I I tell people too, I'm like, walk in with all the confidence. Like, say skinny jeans are out of style, which, half the reports say they're coming back, half of them are not. Exactly. Wear what you want. Who cares, right? But I'm like, say if you're doubting yourself in skinny jeans, you walk in as if you own the world in these skinny jeans, and everyone, because there is no said rule anywhere, will be like, are skinny jeans back in? She's walking so confidently. Oh, I think I should wear skinny jeans. Oh, da 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 da. It's like, just walk confidently. You have, and people will be like, you know?
Wow.
No. You want to do a no by ear?
I feel like I could be right. It's difficult as a designer to do it because I end up with a lot of stuff. But I only do one collection a year. So that's why I'm also off trend. And it's usually just if it's something that I'm passionate about, I'll make it. And with
Yes, I
collection
love it.
under 15, it's very, very boutique and I don't make that many. And that's how I kind of that's my no by year. That's my
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I love that you have rules around it and you're doing it from your heart, And I think that's what fashion really should be about. And that's how designers tend to design out of love for it, right? But then they feel pressured also that it needs to be toned down for masses. It has to be this for that. And so like if you truly talk to a designer, I used to be a designer, you too, if you could truly just say design from your heart and that's it, like, what? Wouldn't that be so beautiful? Wouldn't the world just be so beautiful? And then let women decide if that speaks to their heart, and that's when they would buy it instead of like the noise.
that's a utopia.
So,
A utopia style.
yeah, utopia style. And for a no buy year, you can make up your own rules. So, like one of my years, I still sold clothes. And I said, okay, I can take one of these pieces of clothes. If it's not selling, then I will take one for myself, post outfits of how I would style it, and then I will keep it. So you can like make up your own rules when it comes to your designs, or I can wear my own designs, or I can.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'll spend usually whatever that year is, just living, exploring, looking at things on Pinterest, being in nature, whatever it is that I'm doing. And then when it's time to design again, I come back to the table. I feel like I've learned something. I feel like there's a
I
story.
love that.
So yeah, it's very personal. But I've also, I've been through the fire with sustainable fashion and I'm self-taught and at this point, I know to slow down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know. I was reading about some of your book and your clothing line, and it's probably been very hard because you are trailblazing as well in this world.
Yeah, yeah. Getting easier and harder at the same time.
Yeah.
There's more junk out there, but there's also more people interested in solutions. So there you go. Yeah.
Man, I feel like we're like new friends. I
I
feel
know.
like we're, I
It's like,
feel like this isn't our last chat. I have an idea. I'm gonna email you or DM you after this because I have this whole like beautiful other idea that I think.
I love it.
Yes.
This is what platform exists. It's actually, I created this podcast really just to have conversations that I care about. Like
I love that.
that's the point of it. So
Yeah. And I'm actually following the podcast journey too. I'm pretty soon going to launch a podcast, not interview based, I call them micro episodes. So 5 to 15 minutes of me like blessing your closet. So it's like little things to make your closet more joyful, happy, how to change your mindset around it. It's like, take me to your closet. Just let me speak goodness into it. So I'm trying to work on that.
Does it have a name yet?
I think it's just going to be called the Wear Joy Podcast because my company is the Wear Joy Project. And yeah, it just feels like it keeps being aligned with everything I create. And so it really was birthed out of the idea that some people are not ready for a full-on one-on-one coaching, or maybe they don't even need that. They just want to hear they just want to be reprogrammed. Our wiring is so deep since we were young about what this is supposed to be. So it's just supposed to help that like rewiring, bringing more joy to your closet, helping you reset the ritual without having to go fully into, a whole session with me if you don't want to.
Cutting through the noise, cutting through the matrix, if you will.
Cutting through, it's so funny. Have you gone to Burning Man?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you have a burner name?
Not one that's stuck.
No.
No, not yet.
So for your listeners, if you have not been to Burning Man, it's a whole alternate universe, and you get gifted a Burning Man name. And my Burning Man name that has stuck is called Matrix.
Pop it.
So when people say Matrix, I'm like, that's me.
Oh wow. Well then, yeah, this is completely fitting. I'm so excited about this. You have to
thank you.
send me the link as soon as you launch because I'm going to subscribe. I'll be your first subscriber.
Yay, thanks. Yeah, hoping the next month. I mean, they're micro episodes and it's just me getting crazy and speaking some joy. And yeah, so I will definitely give you the link.
Super cool. Well, to close things out, let's say if there's any woman that's listening right now and she's just been getting dressed in a fog for the last years, just kind of going through the motions, what's one thing that you would want her to believe about herself before she opens her closet in the morning?
I would love her to remember a time when she was young, or if she has kids, and that she very powerful looking at her dress up box, or her kids with her dress up box, right? And they put on the thing, or you put on the thing when you were little and you believed you were it. You felt powerful. You felt like you were that doctor. You felt like you were that princess. You were it, right? And so I want them to know that that dress up box never went away. It's still right in front of them. We just lost the magic. Society numbed the magic out of us, and you still have the magic in front of you. So what's just the one weird thing in there, the one fun thing in there that you don't know how to wear, you don't feel like wearing it, wear it. No one cares that much. No one's looking at you that much. No one's going to ridicule you. And if they do, that's their own problem. And just find the magic again. Go with it with gratitude. Say, thank you, closet, for being here. I have so much. And look at it with all the possibilities that you can.
Very beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. And where can my followers find you and follow you?
They can, oh, yes. They probably best place right now is Instagram. So it's Wear Joy Project, WEAR. So Wear Joy Project on Instagram, or my email list, or my website, wearjoy.com. But I would go Instagram. It leads to all the things. Podcast will be shown there, everything. So yeah.
All right. Perfect. We'll see you there.
All right.
Okay, a huge thanks to Casey Lum for the amazing work that she's doing in women's wellness. And please do take up her invitation for the next 30-day fashion challenge that she has. No pressure, no perfection. It's just a fresh start. And you heard her. It's at Wear Joy Project on Instagram. And let's go ahead and just change how we get dressed in the very best way. Thank you for listening, and that's a wrap.
Hey, this is Zika from Austin. DS Now is a Holding Court production, and it's written and directed by Courtney Barringer. Parker Ainsworth made the music for it, and a special thank you to Alexander Schock.